What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and in light of the boring update today, I wanted to show you guys something that's been on my list for a while. So 10 things that Apple took from the iOS 9 jailbreak and implemented it into their iOS 10 release. Now, I'm not saying these are exactly 100% stolen, just maybe inspired a little bit. Apple likes to do that from time to time. So to begin with, something that looks good but was inherently on the jailbreak first, and that is the colored control center toggles. So these first appeared on the Apple Watch, so it's hard to say that Apple copied them, but they were certainly available on a jailbroken device first. On the jailbreak, it's known as cream. It's the jailbreak tweak, and this is what it looks like. So for some devices, it's faded out. I don't know why that happens, but this is what it's supposed to look like. Basically, 100% representation of what's currently seen on iOS 10. Very interesting. So next up, I wanted to mention the control center as a whole. I mean, look at the design itself, rounded, floating with borders, and this is just another Cydia tweak that mimics that effect, but it was available first. Now it's a more compact version of the control center. 2, it has another page on it from which the media controls are available. Not only that, but there is album art and it looks so similar to Apple's version. So it's very useful. I gotta say, I'm very glad Apple added it, but I cannot help but think that it was definitely inspired by this tweak. I mean, just look at how similar the whole layout is. But I certainly do think that Apple's version is better. It's a little bit more functional and a little bit easier on the eyes, even though it takes up more space. Now, next up is 3D touch toggles in the control center, something that was definitely available first on the jailbreak. It's now available on iOS 10 on every bottom row icon. In iOS 9 on the jailbreak, it was available even on the top icons, but on the bottom, I would say it's even a little bit more useful as it's not just a shortcut, it can actually change the settings from within here. And not only that, of course, it's more functional on the top row. You can click them as well, so you have so much more additional functionality. Wouldn't be surprised if Apple added more later. And by now, we should all be familiar with Apple's new look for the notifications. So they have a rounded look, something that certainly was available before with the jailbreak. And this is just one of many of the type of themes, but this is notification and cards, and it has a very, very similar look. So slightly rounded borders, grouping for individual apps. So definitely looks great, but the jailbreak did it first. So next up, 3D touch in the notification center to go ahead and clear all apps. And you do that on iOS 10 with that little icon over there. It was available before in iOS 9 as a jailbreak tweak. And moving on to one of iOS 10's biggest features, which is basically widgets from the notification center for a better quick reply. Something that was available on iOS 9 long before, and that was 3D touch notifications. It even looks very similar with the interface. However, on iOS 9, it's certainly not as functional as it just opens up the quick reply, and when you send a message, it disappears. On iOS 10, it stays. And a very small one, raised to wake in iOS 10, isn't anything new. On iOS 9, it was called face off or face down on the tweak version, so pretty much achieves the same effect. Apple's has a little transition on it. This one is a little bit more sudden, and you can actually program it so it'll go ahead and lock from anywhere and bring you right back into there without the lock screen. And a really neat feature I'm very glad Apple brought over is the repositioning of the camera swap button. It would even be better if Apple just did the double tap that's on Snapchat, but this works, and I'm glad they finally brought it over as it was available first on iOS 9. And another feature introduced in iOS 10, which is individual read receipts, was available first through a jailbreak tweak called selective reading. So this one would allow you to filter your contacts and allow, individual people to go ahead and receive your read receipts, or just completely stop it for people you don't know, unknown numbers. And the dark mode in the clock application, we could have done that before using night mode or Eclipse 3. Now it's unknown whether or not iOS 10 will receive a full dark mode by the end of the beta release, but either way, iOS 9 jailbreak had it first. And a much smaller one, Apple finally allows us to hide our own apps. By using hide apps on iOS 9 jailbreak or even before, you could do that through the system pane. So you can go ahead and select quickly all of the applications you want to filter, and what's better is if you wanted to bring them back, it was much easier than going into the App Store and re-downloading them. So certainly more useful, and something that's in iOS 10 that was available long before. So guys, I'm not trying to complain or anything. I'm very glad Apple brought these features over. In fact, Apple does them better in most cases. They're more stable. They actually support these features and will update them with time, unlike many app developers or tweak developers. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Just a little video I was really hoping for iOS 10 Beta 2 today. Don't know why that didn't come out, but hopefully very soon we will see that. Of course, I will be keeping you guys updated on all of that news. And yeah, hope you guys have a great week. Have a great day. Peace.